Put it together for the hilarious Doug Mellard.
Hey! I just got in town a couple days ago. I flew in using Southwest, of course. Already a laugh. Southwest, it's great. It's the best airline by far because they have an open seating system, sort of. If you're not familiar, they have a 3-tiered system, A group, B group, C group. And if you're lucky enough to get A1, that means you get to sit anywhere you'd like on the plane. And that's what everybody covets. Except for me, I prefer A2. Because that means I get to sit next to the stranger in A1 that thought they'd have the plane to themselves for at least 10 seconds and act very excited about it. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be awesome! I ain't never been in a choo-choo in the sky before! We're gonna be best friends! Did you know my mama's the president of ice cream? Yeah, get pumped. Make sure your shoes are off. That's clutch. They love that. Watch a Fast and the Furious movie on, like, fuck you volume loud. Or, better yet, pull out your laptop and look at a blank screen for the entire flight and laugh hysterically. That is unsettling. And then right as the plane touches down, break character, turn to them and ask, "Can you believe I'm the air marshal?" It's a great job. They give me a gun. It's awesome. I tell everybody on every flight I'm the air marshal. That way, at some point, I will have told the actual air marshal, and they just have to bite their lip in frustration. Have you ever sat next to somebody on a flight that they're not playing a game, they're not reading a book, they're not taking a nap, they're not watching a movie, they're just sitting and staring straight ahead for the whole flight? Like, that's it? You're just gonna sit there and think for 3.5 hours? That's not thinking, that's plotting. This is bad. I always immediately call the flight attendant. I'm like, yeah, we have a problem. We got to do something about this guy. They're like, what is he doing? I'm like, he's staring. At you? No. Well, he doesn't seem to be bothering anybody else. Yeah, not yet. Until we all wake up handcuffed to his furnace. If he was watching a snuff film, I would be less nervous. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, okay, that's an outlet of some kind. I just went skydiving for the first time. Anybody else? You guys? No one? Yeah, that's the right response. I don't know why I did it. I have a fear of height and anxiety issues. Why would I jump out of a plane? Sounds like a bad combination, you know? Like, I don't like being on top of a ladder. That's like being on top of like 14 ladders, at least. And the first time you go tandem, which means you have somebody strapped to you. And not like anybody, not like a baby or a meth head or whatever. Yeah, it's a professional. And when we first got there, we were sitting there waiting to see who was going to be like strapped to us or whatever. And naturally, as a human, you size all those people up because you want somebody that's going to treat you right and not have you fall and just splat. And so my wife, of course, got Gary. Gary had soft angel eyes. I wanted Gary. Everybody did. And I told my wife before I went, I was like, if I don't like my guy's name, I'm not jumping. And sure enough, I have a guy yell out, "Hey, are you Doug?" I turn around and immediately I don't like the look. He looks like he's been like rejected from a Limp Bizkit cover band. Like, it was bad. Like he fucked one of the other members' stepmom or something. Like, it was, I didn't like the look, you know? And I was like, "What's your name?" And he goes, "B-Ro, as in bro." And I was like, nope, not today. I was like, "How do you spell that?" And he goes, "B-Ro." was like, how is this getting worse? Good Lord. My wife talks me into going despite my better judgment. And, when I heard somebody was going to be strapped to me, I thought we would be facing each other, you know? Yeah. That way, in case the chute doesn't pull, I can look deep into B-Row's eyes. Maybe I make a connection, doesn't feel like I die alone. And normally, I don't like anybody that close to me, let alone a guy. And he was way up on me. But that was a rare instance where I was like, hey man, can you get closer? No, closer. Just stick it in, man. Just get in there. That way I know you're there. I feel safe. When you pull the chute, you pull out. Pull and pull. The jump itself was fine. I did get to skyride with my diarrhea for the first time. People seem to enjoy that. I just wrote shit with my shit. It was meta. Also, I don't know what meta means. That might have made sense. I don't know. The weirdest part, we're floating safely down on the earth, and B-Row yells into my ear, "You want to do some scary shit?" I was like, no! This is the scary shit! We jumped out of a plane. What was he going to do? Inject me with heroin? Were we going to play Russian roulette on the way down? You psychopath. If you drink too much tonight, be sure to call a lift. And if you do call a lift, make sure you play this prank on them. If they're not from this country and they're playing music from their country and you don't understand the lyrics, what you can do with modern technology, you can Google the song and then, or Shazam the song, and then Google the lyrics, and within seconds, sing along to that song. And if you're as white as I am, they'll look at the rear view like, what the hell is going on back there? I'm like, what? Mongolian hip hop, that's my shit, dude. I was in this band first. My lift rating just plummeted. You cut your toenails one time in the shotgun seat. What else am I going to do it? I had a Lyft driver here in Austin, Texas. She shows up and immediately not only shows me, but brags about how she's drinking from a giant box of wine. She showed it to me. My first thought was, I should get out of this car right now. I don't think she knows how this service works. But then I thought, well, it's a box of wine. She does this every night. I'm fine. If it was a Miller Lite, I'd be like, okay, I'm concerned. Let's get out. But she did let me drink from the box of wine, and I got to keep the party going, so 5 stars. Had I died, 0 stars, for sure. Any dog owners here? Any dog lovers? Yeah. I love dogs. My wife and I have a dog, and you might even say the world's greatest dog. No offense to your shitty, ugly, dumb dogs. But it's true. Penny's the best dog. And Penny's whole life's mission has been to catch a squirrel. That's all she wants to do. And this is a goal that we have backed her in, If she sees a squirrel, we'll be like, Penny, get the squirrel. And then Penny will run after that squirrel, it'll run up a tree, and then she'll think about that squirrel for the next 6 months. And the whole time we've had Penny, we just assumed, even if she got in striking distance, she wouldn't do it. Maybe she would pick it up, put it in her mouth, look at us like, what do I do now? And then spit it out, we'd have a laugh, it'd be cute, and then that would be that. But boy, were we wrong. Because recently, Penny got a squirrel. Yeah, Penny fucked it up. Woo! She whipped it around by the neck like a little rag doll. And we love all animals. And it was making noises we can't unhear. By the way, those noises are just like any squeaky toy you've ever heard squeaked before. So that means the next time your dog squeaks a squeaky toy, that's not like some cute little noise. That's the sound of murder, and your dog loves it. Yeah. So she's whipping around, and we're just like, Penny, no! Penny, bad! Bad dog, spit it out! Penny, bad, no! Penny spits it out. The squirrel limps off into the forest to die very slowly, presumably. We did it no favors. Should have let her finish the job. And then Penny comes back to us with her tail between her legs. And that's when we realize we have ruined Penny's life. Because she's going to second guess everything from here on out. You know? She's going to be sitting around the house just like, am I even a good dog? She had just accomplished her life's goal. And we were like, fuck you! You piece of shit! Nobody accomplishes his goal in this house! Be like if you had a baby and since day one, all they wanted to do was be an astronaut. They're the first person up on Mars, and as soon as they get there, you radio in, get off that planet! Piece of shit. I just ate a lot of mushrooms recently. Anybody else dabble? All right. Yeah, it's the best. I did it by myself in our tiny apartment. Yeah. If you do them, you know that's the best way to go. Nothing can go wrong. Indoors by yourself. Everything went wrong very quickly. To clear my head, I took a walk around the block. And at one point, this was at midnight, keep that in mind because it makes it even weirder. I saw in a McDonald's parking lot a group of 30 young women doing a synchronized dance. And I thought they were doing it just for me. I was like, how nice of these young women to put this performance on for me. Because anything synchronized on mushrooms, so cool. It's awesome. But then I thought, are there 30 young women here? Or is there one woman and the drugs are multiplying it? Or are there 0 women here and this is all in my head? So, I'm brilliant. I took out my phone and I started videotaping them. And I thought, tomorrow I can play this back and I'll see if this ever happened. But even a few seconds in, even in that state, I thought, oh, I shouldn't be videotaping young women dancing at midnight in a parking lot. This is bad. You should go say something. So I walk across the street, and as I walk across the street, I'm just like, Doug, just like say normal human stuff, whatever a human would say. And I get over there, and I'm like, hey, what are you? That's all I had. What are you? Now, how are you guys doing today? Are you part of a dance troupe? Nope, none of that. Just, what are you? And they're like, oh, we're an all-girl dance team. We're part of the entertainment for the grand reopening of this McDonald's that burnt down recently. It's all happening tomorrow morning. Guys, even if I were sober, that would make no fucking sense. But in that moment, I was like, yeah, that checks out, okay. I was like, Doug, you're doing great. Keep it up. So then I asked, do you guys have a manager in case I need to hire an all-girl dance team? No! Why would I ask that? Just run, Doug. To make it worse, they were like, yeah, she's right here. Long story short, I had to call my wife, who was on vacation, and on vacation, that sounds like we're having problems. She was gone. I don't remember what the problem was. We're having marital problems. She is gone, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be on the road for the next 6 months with my all-girl dance team, Dance Trance. And she was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I don't know. Never leave me home again alone. This is your fault. Really weird around people. Like, have you ever had a relationship with a stranger that, like, it feels like every time you're around them, God intervenes to make sure you make a total ass out of yourself, you know? I had that with a neighbor. The first time we met, I just found a baby bird on the ground. And I picked up the baby bird, and I was trying to find where its nest was in the little tree, because I'm a good dude, and I'm like searching. And then she comes up, and that's when she introduced herself. And she goes to shake my hand, and there's a baby bird in my hand. We both panic, and I just go, "I'm helping this bird!" And then, she makes the rest of that social transaction very brief. She just goes back up to her apartment, double bolts the locks, and says to herself, that guy's going to kill me for sure. And we don't talk for 4 years, and not for lack of me trying. It was just like I would see her, and I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing today?" And she's like, "No." And I was like, "All right, I get it." But a few months back, I was going to get something out of my wife's car. My wife is a speech therapist. I say this because that means she has a lot of weird shit in her car. Toys and balls and all sorts of stuff. One such thing is a giant bucket of pinto beans. I don't even know what a speech therapist does, to be honest. I'm starting to think I'm just married to a serial killer. Like, it's weird. So I go to open the back hatch, and 1,000 pinto beans come raining out onto the concrete. That neighbor walks by, of course, and I just yell, "Those are my wife's beans!" Nailed it. Just really bonding. It was great. And so she goes back up, double bolts her locks, and was like, "Well, I have to move. That guy, tonight's the night." And then now we just have fun with it. When she's leaving for work, I know there's no way out of this, so I just sit on her stoop, full clown makeup, and I brush the hair of a toy doll, and I just say, "Have a nice day." You guys have been awesome. You've been so awesome. I'll leave you with this. As a little treat, I'm going to be very honest and transparent with you guys, and I just want you to know that what I'm about to say takes a lot of guts because it's very embarrassing, but I just want to be honest because you guys have been so great, and here it is. Guys, I have no idea who J.D. Power and Associates are. No clue. Sounds like a made-up name to me. So I did some research, and I don't know if you guys are aware, but in 2013, J.D. Power went to prison for 16 months for having sex with a horse. Yeah, did you guys know that? Yeah, because it didn't happen. But based on your reaction, I saw some of your faces. You trusted me because you don't know who the fuck that guy is either. So I'm making a very valid point, which is the next time you go to buy a car or truck or whatever, don't listen to the opinion of some possible horse fucker. Just follow your heart. That's it for me. Give it up for Matt. Enjoy Avery, everybody.